got pitching this iron wall, one Tigris iron wall, which we haven't had on the channel as I mentioned earlier on. Dan's just down the bottom at the moment, doing his conifer. And I'm just going to plonk this one up here. So, pole for the centre, plenty of pegs, and then the tent itself. It does come with an inner, which is this part here that you can see, or it did on mine, but like I said, I haven't had this out for like 2 years probably now, so we'll have a good go at getting it up first time again. A reinforced peak for the pole, just so that it can't go through the fabric. It is a waterproof tent. I can't remember the actual stats on it, so if I can find them online, because I believe it has been discontinued now, I'll stick them up on the screen. It can be a bit of a nightmare to do because of the shape of it. It's just getting each side pegged out properly so that you can actually pull it taut, and sometimes like you might end up with one side that's slightly slacker than the rest of them, but I mean it does have like tightening points on the bottom like most tents do these days, which makes it a bit more simple. Yeah, these are the pegs it comes with, just some standard tri-point, is it, whatever they call them, pegs. They haven't actually got any rope on these, so you can just push them straight in the ground, but they are a bit harder to get out. And then what we'll do is these attachment points here on the floor. I'm not exactly too sure how you can, maybe you can see it, I'll bring it over to you. These attachment points here, loop on one end, the peg goes through, and then it's like a little snatch block. I don't know what the actual true name is for them, but you tighten up and they can't come undone until you obviously release them. I just generally tend to find each point, pull the side or that sort of length between them tight, and then hopefully you should be somewhere near when you go to put the pole in the middle. Make sure as well, excuse my ass, the door's shut fully before you put all the pegs in, otherwise that'll prevent it from lining up correctly. It's a quick setup this, I mean, purely because I'm sort of running out of light. Another important point to make is that when you do peg this out, make sure there is a bit of slack in the fabric still, because you need that to be able to put the pole in correctly, otherwise it just means like small adjustments. So you might find out in a minute that I'm going to need to make adjustments. Just a single pole, which makes it that much lighter. It's not the tallest, it's about, well, it's just a bit smaller than me. I'm about 5'8", I think. I'm probably wrong. Then I'll just undo this one here and climb underneath the pole lies. actually turned out alright. So now I'll obviously put this one back in, and then it's just a case of cinching all of the peg points, stake points if you're American, down and getting it all taut. We'll give that a quick go. And that's it, easy as that. I mean, inside now, the inner just needs reattaching at a couple of points, I think, where it's come off from previous use. But can't go wrong really. It's not too bad. And as long as this door opens and closes as it should, which is fine. Straighten that ball out. I mean, there's enough room in there, easy for you to sit up and do what you need. The vestibule is quite large, so you can do your cooking. I mean, it is a hot tent, so the stove jack is here, and that obviously rolls back. Your stove would be there. And there was a couple of issues previously with these tents, in which in order to get out of the inner, you had to go over the stove because of the way the door was set up. That's been changed now, and the door is on the opposite side to the stove, so it makes it a lot easier. But I'll bring you inside and we can have a look. So yeah, stove jack is there. That's the inner on the floor at the moment. Now that actually attaches up to the top as well. So if I just get in, you've got these points here. It's just a hook on the end. I'll bring you a bit closer. Just a hook on the end, which is free to move about on this bit of rope, which sort of has a rod in here for the bathtub side of things, which is about maybe 3.5 inches. If you're talking to your missus, it'd be a good 9 inches. But these clip on to the points just down here. I don't know if you can see it, it's just that bit there, and then there's one at the back over here, another one in that corner, and then there is another one under there. And then like this one here, there's numerous fixings. And then right up the top here, if I can get the camera right, there's a little loop there for your top point. So I'll have a go at trying to do this with you just sat there. So I think first things first, I'll get this top one on. Again, we'll leave that slack. That is adjustable. So you'd hook it on, then pull it down to make it tight. But leave it slack for now, and we can make them adjustments at the end. But yeah, it's probably general knowledge. If you're doing it from inside, start at the back. All of the points on this tent are fully adjustable, which is another bonus. So that's in from the points on the base of the tent. And as you can probably see with this one, the door is a T style or an L style. So as I mentioned before, this door here that opens up used to be on this side, and this is where your stove is. So it was a bit of a nightmare. But now that we've got that in, I'm just going to fix this one on the side here and the one on the back. That one on the back over there is already fixed, and then there isn't actually one to fix to this panel here because there's no seam running down it. So what I'll do now is I'll bring you in again, point you up, just grab hold of this clip and cinch that tight. If you want to put that as tight as it'll go, it just means you can make changes to it from the back. Now down below, where my hand is at the moment, there is a loop which is to go through the pole. I generally just lift the loop up, lift the pole up and try and sit the pole on the actual loop, and that way it gives it that little bit more sort of rigidity inside. But like you can see, there is a bit of slack in it still, probably because I've missed off this little anchor point here. And that pulls it a bit more taut. Oh, excuse me. So that's what the inner looks like. So there is plenty of room in there. I mean, when it is all tight, it looks a bit better. I have had myself and my little lad in it when he was a bit younger, and there was still plenty of room. That was with like 2 blow-up beds in there. 2 adults, probably not. It's not that big, to be fair, but I mean it's handy for just getting your children out and about in the wild. Here we've got ventilation, just your standard Velcro strap, one there, and another one around this side. That's your stove jack. Here comes the rain, which wasn't forecast. And then you've got your guy lines. Again, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is quite a solid tent. I've never had any issues with it. The door can be rolled back and left open. There's no problems with that. But all in all, it's a good hot tent. It keeps the heat in pretty well. You obviously have the small gaps around the bottoms here, but I mean if you really wanted to, you could probably cinch it right down. It's just that when you do that, if you can see here, there's a slight bow where it is pulled tighter, but the guy line will pull that out for you if you were to fit them. Whether I'm going to do that tonight, I'm not too sure, because the visibility was supposed to be good. The wind is due to be minimal. Whether or not that's the case, only time will tell. But yeah, quick setup. Surprisingly, it went pretty well first time. It doesn't normally happen that. And I'll have a look at getting the rest of my kit in there now. I bought my camp cot or bed with me, quilt and my sleeping bag, which is getting wet, so I will call that the end of this video. Hopefully you liked it. If you've got any questions, we'll get back to you. We're pretty quick at replying. And also, if you don't mind giving us the old thumbs up and subscribe, hit that bell icon, and that way you'll see more videos like this in the future, plus other camping videos that we do which aren't necessarily tailored around setups. So yeah, thank you for that, and we'll no doubt see you again soon.